It's me again, and I'm bad at video games.
Pac-Man is many things. He's a circle, he's a maze game, and he's garbage on Atari like everything else. But sometimes, Numkey gives him legs and turns him into a platformer. One of the first instances of this happened on October the 15th of 1999 when Pac-Man World released as a celebration of Pac-Man's glorious and very round 20th birthday. Which was then followed by 2 more, so it didn't stay a one-off thing.
These are the Pac-Man World games, and while I looked at the second one a while ago, I wish that never happened. So let's take a crack at it again. Up first is Pac-Man World.
And something is wrong with these ghosts. You should never judge a book by its cover, but this ain't no book, and these things are demented. What I find even more odd than this crazed Clyde is back here where Pac-Man proclaims himself video game history's favorite hero, which is a bit of a stretch because clearly it's the Master System.
Oh yes, laddie, you better make sure there's 1 player and 1 block of memory card storage available. The formatting commands it!
Oh. Pac-Man, are you okay? Oh yeah, he's fine. He just wants me to call the Namco tip line at 900-737-8889-8878-6868-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78-78
Dang it.
The game opens with all of Pac-Man's horrifically modeled friends and family getting shanghaied on the way to Pac-Man's 20th birthday party, which I see as a good thing as it spares me from looking at them. Then we find that it's actually all a plot of Talkman, Pac-Man's equivalent to Metal Sonic. All that means it's up to us to get through the game's 6 areas to save our friends and stop Talkman. And Pac-Man looks happy about it. Well, I'm convinced. This game is a platformer, so as the bipedal lemon, we hop, skip, and die in a hole! Yeah, although the enemies aren't that threatening, these random holes more than make up for it. And the reason for that is this bloody hit detection! It's absolute pain to be inches from grabbing that one stupid key and dying because you were denied critical information.
But instead of ranting about the game in general, I will go through each area separately, because there's only so many ways I can say that I hate myself for this.
The first area of the game is fairly simple. Just make sure you don't miss this key right here or you'll find yourself having to backtrack in a Pac-Man game. Yes, if you miss a key, you will most likely have to go back through the level to get it, unless you enjoy going through the final boss without extra health. This sort of thing is wholly removed in the sequel, and I can see why. How would you feel if you had to leave a level and play an earlier one because you didn't follow the completionist instinct?
But I never had that feeling, because I always follow my instincts like a speckled bear.
Well, after you've gone through the ordeal of grabbing a key, you free your friend and... Wait a minute. You're from Dagdig. What are you doing here, angry red sphere? Oh, you just yell at me to free everyone else. Okay? The previously mentioned unthreatening enemies are pirate skellies and bothersome birds. And the only other threat is a cannon that's stiffer than my joints. Anyway, the boss fight is alright, I guess. It's a little basic, but it is the first boss, so we can't expect too much from it. It is still in its infancy.
And up next is an area that comes second.
This area is a mix of terrible traps and dastardly darkness. It's so unbelievably annoying to find all the collectibles here that it led me to not collect all the letters even once. Oh yeah, the letters.
These idiotic icons are used to enter a bonus round where you collect bonus fruit to use on the bonus slot machine. Can you tell these things are a bonus?
And what is this sound effect for the lava? It sounds like someone dropped stomachacid.mp4 into the soundtrack and called it a day. Thankfully, this area only has 2 levels before the boss. That's good because I was getting tired of dying to a self-separating stump. And we get to the boss, and after a short Crash Bandicoot ripoff, we make it to the real fight, and what happened here? You have to rev up these platforms to open up his heart to rev roll into it. Simple, right? Well, no! Because there are fireballs you have to time your jumps past to avoid or die, tornadoes you have to jump over or die, and an unstoppable laser that you have to be up here or die. He does this every 5 seconds! This single boss is what caused me to start using the rewind feature. And once you start using a rewind feature, you never stop. So I punished myself by making the rewind states 20 seconds in between, which led to a lot of stupid retracing of something I just did because that ghost spawned in once I was within its hitbox. Oh yes, did I mention the camera is worse than the bottomless pits?
Ah.
Yes, it is, because stupid stuff like this happens all the time. Moving on.
The pirates introduced you, the temple challenged you, The space station just hates you?
These holes have lasers shooting from them, but these don't. These are a platform, even though they look like they should hurt you. These time platforms hate telling you when they want to go away, and these aliens just don't die! The boss fight is very good, though. Easily one of my favorites, even though I stink at it. It's a really well-made Galaxian reference, and I enjoy fun randomness like this.
Hey, what's that under the desk? Why, it's Area 4 Jim Bob Headknob.
This is just fine? I don't really have any complaints. Except that the boss is so easy I could sit here and quote Monty Python till the Atari agents catch up with me and still beat these clods.
The next area of the game is machinery themed. And since the Pac-Moron decided to make my life painful, this is the most excruciating key challenge in the game. So my day was going fine!
While you can just leave right here, you instead need to suffer through a maze of pipes to find the appropriate fruit, to get other fruit, to get other fruit, to get to the key. And then get all the way back up and free Junior without dying. But despite that challenge and the downright painful pit spam, the boss was really easy. All you really do is wait for a box, get the metal power-up, and press buttons so that the boss takes a ton of damage. No, really. The only other obstacles are these magnets that'll pick you up and drop you in goop, spelling D-E-A-T-H-D for our yellow softball over here.
Speaking of spelling, I haven't played Apples to Apples in a while. Oh. There was a sixth.
This is a deceptively easy area. With everything from the enemies to the obstacles to the overall design and camera use, this was the most fun I've had playing this game. And the final boss? Oh yeah! Actual use of the dot throwing mechanic, well designed and choreographed attacks, and a decent challenge to boot.
Honestly, I can't remember having more fun fighting a boss in these games. Which isn't a good sign for number 2.
And in the ending, Pac-Man eats a ghost that only wanted to be loved. Serves him right for thinking there's any sympathy in those cold, dead eyes.
Then I remembered I had to go play Pac-Man World 2, and had to deal with Spooky. Again. Ugh.
Well, let's take a look at this box and... oh no. Brightest hits with a side of burgundy. So whilst we ignore this poor color choice, let's see what the back has to say for itself. Ooh, new powers? Wait, skating is considered a power? Also, it says it comes with a memory card, but it lied. And on that note, why is there a memory card holder when the card goes in the system? And yes, the villain's name is Spooky. Man, I can't wait for him to dance with skeletons. So the story here is that the Great Wizard Pac made the golden fruit that Sir Pac-a-Lot used to seal Spooky under the tree. In heck, presumably. We never actually see where the ghosts come from, do we? But the 4 main ghosts steal that fruit, thus undoing the Flex Seal. Anyway, it's up for us to fight Inky, Blinky, Pinky, and Carl to reclaim the golden fruit and seal Spooky away again. Funnily enough, the game mixed up Blinky and Clyde's names in official Pac Media. So after a charming slideshow of the items, we run over here and, oh, level's over.
Well, that was anticlimactic.
And after being confused for 0.01 seconds, I really began playing the game. But I didn't shoot for 100% this time, as my sanity was draining faster than William Starve. The first area is simple and clean. But again, that is Clyde, not Blinky! Mostly just introduces the basics, like its name implies, and shows off how fancy they've gotten with the more powerful PS2. Ooh. Water. The second area was completely fine until this level. Butane Pain. They even named it Pain, and that is an accurate description. Flamethrowers coming out of the ground are a pain. Saw blades moving faster than Sanic then Heat Hog are a pain. And Reverals, I dislike greatly. And I hope you like this boss fight, because it's going to be repeated 3 times.
Like math.
The first 2 levels of the ice area like to be more slippery than live fish on a skillet. This culminates in the 3rd level being straight up ice skating.
Yeah, remember those new powers? Well, here's one of them, in all of its mediocre glory.
Pac-Man is so powerful on these skates that, as graceful as a flying squirrel, slips, slides, and suffocates! And allow me to say Pinky being in love with Pac-Man is the stupidest thing in all Pac-Man games it exists in. Pac-Man is married, you stupid pink shirt! This is without a doubt the biggest difficulty spike in a Pac-Man game I've ever seen. The sheer pain it is to get through the 2nd and 3rd levels got me in a volcanic panic long before Magnum Opus was done. Because if you game over, you have a marathon of a level to get back through. And I don't like marathons. My knees have already made their statement today. Then the boss fight against Claude is incredibly annoying. He shoots so diddly darn fast! and if you die once, almost all of the pickups disappear for no good reason.
The volcano is suffering because of difficulty. This next area is suffering because of how agonizingly long it takes to get through.
The level design stinks, the controls stink, and the boss fight is the most annoying part of the game, bar none. It's more painful than spooky even, but we'll get to him later. Shoot the propellers, avoid the bombs. Simple. Except for the fact that the sub is the worst part of Pac-Man World 2. Its torpedoes are limited, its hitbox is huge, and all of the enemies exploding leaves you blind to the propeller you just broke flying back at you, ending your yakking yellow life. This boss is second in annoyingness only to the Golem from Pac-Man World 1, so I was having just the best afternoon. Then there's Ghost Island. This area is a mixed bag. Some of it's good, some of it is a little questionable. The first level is a decent romp on skates, which surprisingly doesn't have many of the issues that the ice skating had. The second is a great throwback to the entirety of Pac-Man World 1, even using the skeleton enemies from Pirate Panic. The third is the fourth most annoying thing in the game. This level goes on for so long, and there are so many insta-kill obstacles, like this timed challenge or this slope. But it isn't that bad if you have the mentality of don't press jump until you are at the very edge of the platform. And I mean, very edge.
And after all that, Pac-Man kills the ghost tree. Don't believe me?
Yes, this is why Spooky finally assaults the Pac Village. His friend buddy Chumpal friend got assassinated while he was off plotting something random. At that point, I'd commit genocide too. So now we fight Spooky and oh no. Random projectiles that are almost sure to hit you? Check. Horrible special attacks that ensure you will get hit by a different one? Check. Random enemies mucking about while you're trying to fight? Checkmate! Hand over the teabags! So yeah, this fight is annoying sometimes, but all in all, it isn't that bad. I wouldn't force myself to do it again in this lifetime, but it isn't the worst Pac-Man World boss.
The first one was alright, but had issues. The second one was much better, but had lingering cheese from the first game. The third one probably wasn't even supposed to be a Pac-Man game.
I mean, it isn't even subtle. See this weird orange antagonist? See these spectral entities? See this terrible combat system? Oh no. Yes, sir, ladies and gents, this one is a beat-em-up. And an awful one at that. It's just boring. There's hardly any strategy, there's hardly any rhythm, there's hardly any special moves that don't rely on set power-ups that you find in levels. Oh, and the music glitches out. Constantly.
Yes, sir, here at Third Game Industries, we believe in 50% more depression.
But let's do it level by level. What have we got to lose? Well, sanity, for one. The opening cutscene makes me hate every character. The exchanges over radio make me want to bury my face in a pillow and scream arcane obscenities. The first level is a solid introduction to all of the boring, repetitive garbage that is spread throughout this game. All the enemies are weird monsters. The villain is, typical megalomaniac. Wow, the writers were on the nose with this one. The second level is at least visually better. There are more interesting puzzles, I guess, but this is the first instance of slow down. Yes, slow down. It was annoying but manageable, so I didn't pay it much mind. I would come to regret these first warning signs of suffering. Then we finish the stage and get introduced to Irwin and his orange lackey. This is one of the reasons I say this wasn't a Pac-Man game originally. Then there's the third level, which is the Spectral Realm, the home of all ghosts. I thought that was Ghost Island from the last two games. Inconsistency aside, this was a decent level. Except when these stupid specters show up. These idiots keep respawning and getting in the way. Why are they attacking and messing with me? They're angry at Irwin! And then the cutscene makes me hate all the characters even more. The fourth level is when therapy started. The music is bugged out, the lag is so incredibly painful that I couldn't even see the hints for playing as Pinky. Yeah, playing as Pinky. That was a weird little excursion. And after that, we have to get through more painful combat and lag, all culminating here. This just straight up won't let me progress at all. And from how much I've hated this game up till now, I'm leaving it there.
Sayonara, Pac-Man. It's done. I never have to play another Pac-Man platformer. And after all that, I need to check in with the state of the games industry. I have no idea what's been released in the past couple of months.
Pac-Man World Repack!
Hey, what's that under the desk? Nothing!